Today we're going to be learning about equal groups, grouping, and how that can help you with basic multiplication. So the first thing I want to show you is a worksheet I have here with equal groups. So the first one, we start off, in order to complete multiplication problems, you want to find groups of the same number and put them together, and that's how you multiply. So it's asking you, how many groups of apples are there here? How many groups? 4. So there's 4 groups of apples. Oh, let me get you a new pencil. Sorry about that. So 4 groups of apples. And how many apples are in each group? 3. So then what's 4 times 3? If there's 3 apples in each group, and there's 4 groups, if you need to count them out, you can. Yeah, good job. You can just put that right there. Very good. Here's the next one. So this time, how many groups do we have? 3. Good job. And how many are each group? 2. So then what was 3 groups with 2 each? How much would that be?
6.
Mm-hmm. Good job. Last one on this one. This one, how many groups do we have here?
2.
2. And then how many are in each group?
6.
Yeah. So if you have 2 groups and there's 6 in each group, how many do you have in all? 12. Awesome. You did really awesome on this one. Okay. That was the first activity. That was just a little bit of a warm-up for you. I know you all do very good with that always. Our next activity is just some blocks. And without looking at this, I'm going to ask you to make a multiplication problem and then put them out in block form. Does that make sense? So I would ask you, can you do 2 times 3? So 2 groups with 3 each. Each group has 3, and there are 2 groups. Awesome. So 2 groups times 3 in each group. How many do you have in all? You can count them out if you need to.
6.
Yeah, good job. So then 2 times 3 is 6. Awesome. Let me give you one that's a little bit more challenging. What about 5 and 2? You can either do 2 groups of 5 or 5 groups of 2. That's what's cool about multiplication. You can do it either way. So there's 5, there's 5. So you got 2 groups with 5 in each. How many do you have in all?
20.
You're close. It ends with a 0, but it's not 20.
40.
It's 10. You can count them out if you need to. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So 5 plus 5. But whenever you're multiplying by 2, you can always remember that it's basically just adding another one of that number to itself. You know what I mean? So then 2 times 5 is
10.
Yeah, good job. Awesome job with these. I see that you really know what you're doing with these, so we can move on to the next one. This one's a little bit more tricky because instead of doing grouping, the multiplication is like written out in number form instead of group form. So we can do a couple of these. We don't have to do all of them, but we can go through a couple and see. Start off with the first one. Other pencil, my bad. So 1 times 2 is 2. Good job. Always remember, whenever you multiply by 1, it's always going to be this. Even if it's a million, even if it's a trillion, it's always going to be that number because you're just multiplying it by itself. So let's try the next one. So you have 2 times 2. You think in your head you have 2 groups, and each group has 2. Yeah, good job. So 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2. Same thing, yeah. 2 groups of 3, or 3 groups of 2. That's what's good about multiplication. You can go either way. Okay, the next one, 4 and 2. 4 times 2. You have 2 groups with 4 in each group. Yeah, absolutely. Good job. Next one, 5 and 2. You got 5 and 5. You did this one a little bit earlier. Yeah, good job. 5 times 2 is 10. Very good. Whenever you got 5s, that usually makes it easy because you can just go 5, 10, 15, 20. Go up until you get there. 6 times 2. This one you already did 2. You have 2 groups, and there's 6 each. 6 over here. Yeah, absolutely. 6 and 6. 12. 7 and 2. Now we're getting a little higher numbers, but I still think you can do it. 14. Awesome. 7 and 7 is 14. What about 8 times 2? Awesome. 16. Last one. You're on a roll. You're doing really good. This one's tricky. Awesome. You did really good with that, man. Good job. Last thing.
Look at it's on my tablet.
That's cool, Aria. So this is going to be kind of just the final project that you do for me. I start off the questions that I'd like you to do. And are you okay, Aria? I start off the ones that I'd like you to do, and I'll give you a chance to just do it without my help. And if you need any help, you can ask me. And if you want to use these, you can. If you want to use grouping in your head, you can do whatever you want. Go ahead and just give them a try. And if you need help, I can help you. 5 times 2, 10. Awesome. Good job. And you don't have to do the ones that aren't starred. You can if you'd like, but they're pretty tricky, so you don't have to. What do we have next? We have 4 times 5. I'll give you a trick here. Whenever you have a number times another number, always take the one that's easier to go up by fast, because you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, but whenever you go 4, it's tricky to go 4, 8, 12, 16. So just go count by 5s 4 times. So it's 5, 5, 5, 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. So 5 times 4 is? Yeah, good job. Now this is already one you've done, but it was written a different way. And I remember, even though it looks different, this is the same problem as this one, right? It's not like division where you have to start with the bigger number. Good job. What do you got next? 5 and 6. Remember what I told you about doing 5s? You can just go 6 times 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There you go. 4 times 2. Awesome. Awesome. Which one do you have next? 5 times 3. What do you think? Yeah, awesome. Count by 5. 5, 10, 15. You're doing really good. What do you have next? 5 and 5. That's addition. So what you did there is you added 5 plus 5. So instead of, you gave 5 plus times 2 because it's 5 2 times. So what you should do is go on your hands again. You go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So then 5 groups of 5 would give you, yeah, good job. You got it. Next one. Remember what I told you about when you're multiplying by 1? Awesome. Good job. And then you got one more. This one's pretty tricky. 5 times 5. We did this one a little bit earlier. Oh, you're doing that one. Good job. Awesome. I didn't even tell you to do that one. You're doing really good. If you'd like to do these, you're welcome to, but you only have to do one more. But you're doing very good. Which one are you looking at? Awesome. Awesome, Joey. That's it. That was your assessment, and you did really good. You really seem to know what you're doing with this, and you kick butt. You're really good with multiplication. I really appreciate you. High five. Good job. Thank you very much, Joey.